सर्वो युपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनंदनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धम गीतामृतम महत्. From the meditation of the Gita. The Upanishads are a herd of cows. Krishna, the son of a cowherd, is their milker. Arjuna is the calf. The supreme ambrosia of the Gita, the milk, and the wise men are the drinker. May the immortal message of Gita inspire us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. We are studying the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Moksha Yoga, liberation through renunciation. The Gita has 18 chapters, beginning with Vishada Yoga, the chapter on grief, despondency, sorrow. That is the beginning of the Gita, and it ends in liberation. Gita was taught in the battlefield, but it is not the martial song. It is a song sung by God. It is the song of life. It is the song of liberation, mukti. Gita was taught in the Kurukshetra. It is 80 miles from New Delhi. I visited that place in 2001. Kurukshetra. Gita starts, Dharmakshetri Kurukshetri. In the field of dharma, in the field of action, these two belligerent powers assembled to decide who will win. Dharma or adharma, righteousness or unrighteousness, truth or untruth. Which will win in this battle? Very interesting. Field of action. Gita is the part of the Mahabharata. And in the Bhishma Parva of the Mahabharata, it consists of 700 verses. It takes only 3 hours to finish. Bible also. If you read the red letter Bible, it is within 2.5 to 3 hours. You can finish the whole Bible, what Jesus said. The tailpiece of the Gita is very interesting. It shows what Gita is. Iti Shri Mahabharate Shatasahasram Vaiyasik Sangitayam Vaiyasikam Bhishma Parvani Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastra Sri Krishna Arjuna Sangvadi Sankha Yoga Nama Ditya Adhyaya. It is in the Mahabharata, which is the biggest epics in the world, 100,000 verses. We know epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Iliad, Odyssey. but Mahabharata is the largest. Who is the author of this book? Vyasa, the great sage and illumined soul. Mad Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is the Gita, as I said, sung by God. Upanishads, Gita is the quintessence of the Upanishad. Brahma Vidya, which is the knowledge of Brahman. Yoga Shastra, the science of yoga. And it is a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. Human beings have problems. All of us have some problems. But two basic problems of human beings are moha and bhaya, confusion, delusion, and fear. Arjuna had these two problems, though he was the greatest hero of the Mahabharata. But he came to the battlefield to fight. Then he got confused. And he had fear that my opposition is Bhishma. He had the full control over his death. Nobody can defeat him. And my guru, Drona, Karna, they are great warriors. Shall I win or not? Doubt came. Fear. Very interesting. We can mentally visualize the battlefield of Kurukshetra. 18 million people are facing face to face. One side is 11 million, another side is 7 million. They are facing face to face. When I went to the museum in Kurukshetra, they depicted 18 days, each day what war took place. So segment by segment, they showed in the museum. It is really interesting, very worth seeing to see. What is the message of the Mahabharata or the Gita? Yato dharma stato jaya. Where there is dharma, righteousness, there is victory. And in the end of the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita, Sanjaya, the reporter of the Gita to Dhritarashtra, the blind king, gave the indication that who will win. He said, Jatra Yogeshwara Kistra, Jatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhuti, Dhruva Niti Motir Mama. The sage is Yogeshwar Krishna, Krishna the Lord of the Yogis, and the great warrior of Arjuna. That side you will find Sri. Sri means all wealth, power, Vijay, victory, Bhuti, extensive wealth, and Dhruva, all morality, ethics, religion, everything in that side. So that side you will win. That is my conviction. Gita is unique. It is a unique scripture because it is a non-sectarian scripture. The monks read the Gita, the householders read the Gita. Everybody gets some food, some spiritual food, some guidance from the Bhagavad Gita. It is really a wonderful scripture because it was told by God Himself. In other scriptures, when we read Vyasa Uvacha, Shuka Uvacha, Vyasa says, Narada says, Shuka says, the Rishi says, but in the Gita, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, God said. The Lord said. Krishna was the charioteer of Arjuna. He says, I shall not touch the weapon, but I shall be your guide. Not only I am the guide of your chariot, I am the guide of your mind. I am the charioteer of your mind. We really need a person like Krishna to be the guide of our lives, so that when we are in confusion, when we cannot decide what is right, what is wrong, whether shall I do it or not, we need a guide at that time. That we find in the Bhagavad Gita, a great guide. One of our devotees live in Florida. He has, I think he told me, he has 50 or 60 translations of the Bhagavad Gita. He loves. But Swami, wherever I find a new translation, I buy. So I am also book lover. I have also various kinds of the Gita. What is the eulogy of the Gita? Gita asu Gita kurtebhya kimanni shastra vistarai yasvayam padmanabhasya mukha padmad vinishrita. A Gita, it came from the lips of God Himself. What is the necessity of studying many, many, many scriptures if Gita alone can serve the purpose? That is the eulogy in the Gita. Gita Ganga cha Gayatri Govindeti Hridisthite Chatur Gakara Samyukte Punarjanmana Vidyate. Gita, Ga, Ganga, river, G in the beginning, Gayatri, mantra, and Govinda, Krishna. If you have these three Ga in your life, you will never be reborn. You will be illumined. You will be liberated. These are the beautiful eulogy we read in the Bhagavad Gita. That is my introduction. Now we shall start verse 50, chapter 18. In the chapter 49, in the chapter 18, verse 49, Krishna mentioned one whose intellect is unattached everywhere, who has subdued one's self, whose desires have fled. He or she attains by renunciation to the supreme perfection, consists of freedom from action. Nushkarmam siddhim, the words he used. Nushkarmam siddhi. Actionless stage. Please watch, this word is very, very important in the Bhagavad Gita. Why do you work? That is the question. Nobody can live in this world without action. Eating, sleeping, that is also action. Action is inevitable the moment you enter this world. Why should you? Action brings problems. Please watch these three words. Avidya, kamo, karma. Why do you work? Because you have desire. Why do you have desire? Because you have ignorance. So all these billions of people you see around, they are rotating in these three places. Avidya, kama, karma. Ignorance, desire, action. Ignorance, desire, action. No escape. We want to escape from this cycle of karma. Because that is bondage. We know how work binds us. We are bound by duties. We are bound by our karma. This law of karma is inevitable. Somebody came to Swami Vivekananda and interviewed him, what is the duty of a man? Swamiji said, the duty of a man is not to do anything. My goodness, you have started Ramakrishna Math and mission and all these activities. Now you say the duty of a man is not to do anything. I have told you the truth. That is the truth. Because your true nature is Atman, or there is no action. That is the actionless stage. Now, how can we attain that actionless stage? We'll have to go through karma. We'll have to break the karma by karma. Bad karma by good karma. That is the only way we can escape. As Sri Ramakrishna says, one thorn pricked in your foot, and you take another thorn, take it out, and you throw away both. You do not carry those thorns in your pocket and go to bed or go to home. Good and bad must be out. That is the way it works. Nishkarma. Arjuna wanted that thing, but I do not want to work. I do not want to fight. Shriyo bhaktam bhaksham apyo lok. I want to be mendicant. They go and bake food, that's all. They are not responsible for any kind of activities. Mendicant. So I like to have that state. I do not want to work. I do not want to fight. Krishna gave all these lectures on all these chapters and induced Arjuna to work. You are trying to escape. You have ganjiva, bow, arrow in your back, in your hand, and you say, I want to be a monk. Who is going to believe you? You have a gun in your hand and you are saying, I am a monk. It will not work. It will be a hypocrisy. It will not work. There are two ways you can attain Nishkarma, that actionless state. One, like the monastics, mendicants, they want to renounce work. They will leave the society and renounce work. Another, Krishna says, that is Arjuna's, that Krishna was telling to Arjuna again and again. Please give up two things, attachment for work and the result of action. Don't seek the result of action. Karmani evate adhikaro na phale. You have the right to action, not to the fruits. Example, soldiers. Soldiers fight in the battlefield. But who gives the victory? The king. King says, I won. Those soldiers are just like instruments of the king. So be like an instrument in the hands of God. Nimitta matra bhava sabya sachin. Just be the nimitta. Just an instrument. I have already killed these people. I know the outcome of the war. Anyhow, in Nishkarma, that is a very important thing in the Bhagavad Gita. But Krishna is telling again and again, na karmanam anarambat nishkarmam purushasnute. Without going through action, you cannot attain that nishkarma, that actionless stage. Karma bandhan, noose of karma, ties us. Nobody wants bondage. How can we get rid of this bondage of action? That is the main teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. I shall go into water, I shall swim, I shall splash water, but my hair should be dry. How to do it? I shall be in this world, but I shall not be attached. How to do it? Please remember, attachment brings pain, invariably pain. If you want to action, you will stay in the domain of Prakriti, nature. But Krishna was telling Arjuna again and again, Nishkam karma, work without motive. If you want to be a karma yogi, you need three basic things. First, vasana tag. Give up the desire give up desire. Second, aham tag. Give up your ego. Third, follow tag. Give up the result of actions. Then you will be a karma yogi. Nishkarma. Okay, let us start verse 50. Siddhim prapto yatha brahma tathapnoti nibodhame samase naiva kaunteya nishtha jnanasya para. Learn from me in brief, O son of Kunti, how reaching such perfection one attains to Brahman, that supreme consummation of knowledge. Siddhim prapto, when you attain the nishkarma, actionless state, no desire, no attachment, and no desire for the result of action. That is the nishkarma, nishkam karma. How that person can attain that Brahman, and that ultimate reality, that I am going to tell you in brief. The word jnananistha is a very, very important word in the Vedantic tradition. Do you know what jnananistha means? In the Yugavasishta Ramayana, in Upapatti Prakarana, there is a verse. Tat chintanam, tat kathanam, unyanyam tat pratibodhanam, etad eko paratatvancha, ganabhyasam vidur buddha. Ganabhyas. I want to be a follower or knower of Brahman. So I will have to practice the knowledge of Brahman. Krishna is going to tell us in the next 3 verses what are the qualifications are necessary. Here it says, tat kathanam, tat chintanam. First think of God. Think of Brahman. Let your mind be engaged in that Brahman. Tat kathanam. You only talk about it. As Sri Ramakrishna says, he who eats Rajesh, belches Rajesh. The person, what is within you, that you talk. The people love baseball, they only talk about baseball. Those who love movies, they only talk about movies. The people, those who love things they love, that they talk about. But if you love God, you will only talk about God. In Sri Ramakrishna's room, if somebody would speak something different, Thakur says, oh, no, don't talk those things here. This place only, people must talk only about God. So think of it, talk about it. Tat pratibodhanam, onyanyam tat pratibodhanam. You just exchange with others. Sometimes through discussion, we clarify many of our confusion, many of our thoughts. I remember when we had that convocation in the training center, our principal Swami said, Vidya Chatushpad, a learning has 4 quarters. 1 quarter comes from the students, 1 quarter comes from the co-student, 1 quarter comes from the teacher, and 1 quarter comes in the course of time. So don't expect more than 1/4 from me. That our teacher told us. So this 1/4 comes from the co-students. That means they talk among themselves and clarify. Hey, I cannot understand this. Could you follow? And through discussion, we clarify many of our thoughts and ideas. That is training. Tat pratibodhanam. Onnyanam. Talking among themselves, they try to understand the truth. Etad ekoparatatancha. Only focus only on one subject, not many subjects. Bostutavat Sachidananda Brahma. The subject matter of this Vedanta scripture is Brahman, the ultimate reality. That is our goal. That is our home. But we are pushed out, and in this world, and we are suffocating and gasping. All the problems. This is the domain of Maya. So Maya Mukti. We want to get rid of this bondage and attain liberation. Liberation is the goal. Liberation is the song of the soul. We want to be free. That Vedanta teaches. Anyhow, that is called Jnanabhas. So think about Brahman, talk about Brahman, discuss about Brahman. Your whole Bak, Kaya, Manasa, your body, your mind, and your speech, all must be focused to the same direction. That is called Jnanabhas. Guru Vedanta Vaikya Vishwas. You must have faith in your Guru and the faith in the teachings of the Upanishads. And then you must hear about it, Ashupte Amrite, till you go to sleep, till you die. Constantly think, hear about Brahman. And then reflect on it. And then meditate on it. This is called Gyananishta, Paranishta. Swami Attaining made a very beautiful comment on it. Look at the newborn baby. It is interested in pleasure and comfort. But very soon it finds it seeking for light, for knowledge. Being puzzled, it seeks knowledge here, there, everywhere. In a newborn baby's eyes, you can see a tremendous sense of wonder. From that confined place in my mother's womb, from that confined place in my mother's womb, where have I come to? I have been thrown into the wonderful world. What is this world that I see around me? That is the kind of wonder that strikes a newborn child. In the Upanishad also, in the first verse of the Chetananananda Upanishad, King Karanam Brahma Kutosmat Jata Jivama Kena Kwacha Sampratishta Udishcheta Kena Shukatirishu Varta Mahi. It is a beautiful. What is the cause of this whole creation, the Brahma? Is he the final cause, this Brahman? Kutosmat Jata, how am I born in this world? What for I am in this world? What is the substratum of this world and me? These are the questions arise in human minds from the very beginning of creation. And those who would go to Raman Maharshi used to tell people, just one thing, who am I? Who am I? Find out, find out, find out. Later on you will find that you are that supreme reality. A search for I-ness. So here also, that is called Jnananishta. All Upanishads are there for the attainment of the knowledge of the unity of the self. The whole universe is nothing but Brahman. The baby takes a little section and tries to understand it. Then as it grows, it understands more and more. This pursuit of knowledge really reaches its Brahman. Anubhav. Curiosity. I remember there is a funny commercial I saw. One person was saying, take this fragrance from my hand. But what is this? I said, take it. But what? Curiosity. The name of the perfume is curiosity. So this curiosity is all in human minds. All questions will stop. When you know Brahman, you are full. In Vedanta Upanishad used 4 words: akamo, nishkamo, aptokamo, atmokamo. Wow. First, akamo. Akamo means he has no desire for external things. Nishkamo means his all desires are uprooted. There is no desire inside. Nishkamo. Aptokamo means his all desires are full. Like a pitcher, when it is filled with water, it doesn't make any bug sound. It is full. So this person, aptokamo, his all desires are full. Aptokamo and atmokamo, only desire for the Atman. These are the 4 words that have been used in Vedanta Upanishad about karma and desire. Next verse. Buddha vishuddhaya yuktu dhrittatmanam niyamya shabdadin vishayan tyaktva tragodesho buddhasacha. Being endued with pure intellect and subduing the body and the senses with fortitude, relinquishing sound and such other sense objects, and abandoning attraction and hatred. I shall read all 3 verses, then we know there are 12 signs. Vivikta sevi logva asi yadbak kaya manasaha dhyana yogo paro nityam vairaggam samupashrita. One who resorts to a sequestered spot, eats but little, who has speech, body, mind controlled, who is ever engaged in the yoga meditation, and who is possessed of this passion. Ahankarang balang darpam kamam krodham pradigram vimuchyo nirmamo shanto brahma bhuyayo kalpate. One who has forsaken egoism, power, pride, lust, wrath, and property, freed from the notion of mind, and who is tranquil, becomes fit for becoming Brahman. 12 adjectives Krishna used to attain for attainment of the Brahmanhood. First, Buddha vishuddhaya yukto. Your buddhi, your mind should be pure. What do you mean by pure mind? When your body is dirty, you go to the shower, you put soap, you clean your body. How will you clean your mind? How to clean the mind? I remember Swami Chetananananda used to make a joke. You know, American ingenuity, American people are great inventors, discoverers of many things. American brain, we find so many things they invented. He used to check, look at vacuum cleaner. They clean the carpet in no time, sucks all the dirt in no time. Can they invent a mind vacuum cleaner? Maharaj used to make a joke. We need a vacuum cleaner that moves around the mind and all doubts will be out. Then no problem. Your mind will be cleaned. Dirty clothes, you have a washer and dryer. You put detergent, clothes are clean. How to clean the mind? Do you know our problem? Our problem is we give bad food to our minds. We do not give good food, healthy food, spiritual food to our minds. So our mind gets that kind of food and it becomes sick. Sick mind, sick mind. If the mind is too fast, that mind is bad. If mind is too slow, that is bad. Mind must move in a rhythmical way, in a proper way. Too slow, too fast, both are wrong. I'm talking. If I speak too fast, you will not get it. And if I am too slow, that will not reach you. There should be a rhythm of expression. So how to feed the Buddha Vishuddhaya? How can we purify buddhi and mind? Good food, holy company, holy books, reading holy books. You see, in Chandogya Upanishad, it says, Ahara Shuddhau Sattva Shuddhi. Ahar, food, which we eat. Don't think that we eat only through the mouth. We eat through the ears. We eat through the eyes. We eat through the nose. Eating means aharun kara, gathers. We gather all these things to inside, to the mind. And mind eats those things. Chaitanya gave an instruction to his disciple, Raghunath Goswami. Gramma varta na koibe, gramma kata na shunibe, bhalo na khaibe, ar bhalo na poribe. Omani manot Krishna naam sadalabe, Braja Radha Krishna seva manasya koribe. This is my spiritual instruction to you. But Gramma, don't talk about worldly things, sense objects. Don't speak, don't hear. Don't seek good food, comfort, good clothing. Be humble. Chant God's name all the time and stay in a holy place. Then your mind will be pure. You see, impure mind really is a botheration. Swami Shraddhanandaji gave another illustration. You have an old television set, black and white, and you want to see perhaps a famous actress will come on the screen, and you see the glitches. You cannot see. You become mad. You just break your television and you buy a new one. A color television. Just see how that bad pictures in the television set makes a person angry. Because I am not seeing right. I am not that. Similarly, some people's mind glitches all the time. We cannot see right. Mind is not calm. It is restless. That he is talking about. First, you must purify the mind. Give good food. You people come here, attend lectures, classes, holy company, reading, then at home. Sometimes those who come for interview, I tell them, morning, 1 chapter Gita, evening, you must read 15 pages Gospel of Ramakrishna. That will give you good food. And you practice your japa and meditation and read some books also. Then your mind will get good food. Because you are going to attain Brahman. If the mind is not pure, you will not see the reflection of the Atman within. Dhriti. You must fortitude. Some people start the spiritual disciplines and then give up. Some people do not practice even. They take initiation, they do not practice. You must hold on. Swami Brahmananda used to say, practice what I told you for 3 years, and if you do not get result, come back and slap on my face. I sometimes tell people, follow the instructions, 3 months, you will see the result. That is called dhriti, hold on. Shabdadin Vishayang Saktva, sense objects, desire for sense objects, that you will have to give up. Attachment for the worldly things. Rag Desh, that is the pair of opposites. Attachment and revulsion. Repulsion. These things should be, you must give up. Bibikta Shebi, meaning you must stay in a very solitude, in a very sequestered place. If you are alone, that is very good. If the 2 persons live in a cave, they talk. If the 3 persons, then it will be village. And if more than 3, then it will be city. That is a saying in our scriptures. Some people think Nodi thought in the bank of the river, in the forest, in the cave. That is called Bibikta Shevi. You isolated yourself so that you can, whole time you can practice. Laghu Asi, eat moderately. Krishna mentioned already in the Bhagavad Gita, don't eat too much or too little. Don't sleep too much or too little. Don't work too much or too little. Be moderate. Sri Ramakrishna approved that Krishna's teachings about food in the Gita is just right. Don't overeat. And don't too much fast is not good either. Jato pakkayo manasa. Your speech, your body and mind must have control. These are the signs of a yogi, signs of a jnani. Yogisya pratama dwaram bang nirodho aparigraho. A control of the speech very much is very important. We talk. We have no control over our tongue. About food, hitavuk, mitavuk, pitavuk. Hitavuk, eat which is beneficial, substantial, nutritious, and moderate. Mito, means control. Dhyana yoga paro nityam dhyana yoga paro. You must practice your meditation regularly. You like it or don't like it. Practice. Practice makes a man perfect. For that reason, when I was in Hollywood, Swami Prabhupada introduced all the monks and nuns. 3 times meditation. Morning, 7 to 8. Noon, 12 to 1. Evening, 6 to 7. He said, I do not care for work. I want monks and nuns to sit in the monastery, in the shrine and meditate 3 hours a day. Repeat mantra and meditate. Do you know what? This habit is extremely helpful in our spiritual life. I go to the shrine, here also. If I cannot go to the shrine, then I go to the breakfast, I think I am committing suicide. I tell my body, you have come to the breakfast table and you can enjoy food and you do not go to the shrine. You must go to the shrine. One of our Swamis used to say, Ason sadhu ke bachaye. Asone sadhu, bibore sap. A seat, the carpet, meditation seat, that is the strong place for a monk or a spiritual seeker. It will protect you. And snake, when the snake is outside, you can kill the snake. But if the snake in the hole, it is very difficult to kill that snake. That is said. It gives a strength. Dhyana yogo paro nityam vairagyam samupasita. And of course, non-attachment. That you must practice. About food, I remember Swamiji told a story to the American people. Once a hunter catch a lot of birds and put them in a net. And he was feeding these birds a lot of food. And birds are eating and getting fat. And he is catching those fattest ones and selling to the butcher. So one bird watched what was going on. He saw, my goodness, those are eating too much and getting fat, and they are sold and they are killed. So this bird began to fast and fast. And one day he became so thin that one day he went through the hole of the net and got liberation. Swamiji told this story to the American people so that you can be liberated. Next verse is Ahankarang balang darpam. Ahankar. Ahankar and darpo. Do you know the difference of ahankar? Do you know? I am coming from a rich family, royal family, and I have a PhD degree. I know so many things. It is ahankar, like a balloon. And darpa means, do you know my power? I remember one patient says, if I can give the order, then I can drop atom bomb to anybody, But the President of the United States has so much power, he can do anything. Many things he can do. That is called darpa. My power, I can exert my power, I can show. Or ahankar means, I am inflated, I am big, I am a great Swami, I am a great writer, I am great this. These are all ego. That is ahankar. I am rich, I am intelligent, I am a best lawyer, I am a best doctor. These are all ego. That is ahankar. And darpa means, see my power. Ahankarang balang. Balang means also shakti. He can exert his shakti. Krodh, ego. Parigraham. Parigraham means receiving goods. A monk does not hold, possess anything. Another commentator, Parigraham, translated greed. Greed for objects, things, and hold, and possess. Vimuccio nirmamo. Nirmamo means ami amar. My and mine. I and mine. I sometimes tell that story. Shankara quite often mentioned in the Viveka Chudamani, Casual of Discrimination, Ahangta Mamata, I and mine. I and mine are the warp and woof of Maya. If there is no I and mine, there is no world. We are all tied by I and mine. When I and mine go, the world disappears. How beautiful. Beautiful. Shanto is calm, serene, tranquil. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. He becomes fit for becoming Brahman. So these are the 12 signs I discussed to you. If you have these 12 signs, then you are fit for becoming Brahman. But next verse is very, very important. Brahma bhuto prasannatma na shauchati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim lavati param. One who has attained Brahman and who is tranquil-minded, neither grieves nor desires, same to all beings, one attains supreme devotion unto me. Brahma Bhuta. When I think about Brahma Bhuta, do you know what I imagine? I imagine a scene in the Bhagavatam. This word has been used when Parikshit was waiting for death, because he was cursed. Within 7 days he will be killed by snake bite. So he knew that his death was coming. So he was Brahma Bhuta. He asked, is there anybody who can tell me 7 days non-stop about God? There is one person they found, Shukadeva, son of Vyasa. He told this Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses, to King Parikshit, and Parikshit became illuminated. So what happened, this Brahma Bhuta, he was seated facing north. He heard the whole message of the Bhagavatam and waiting for death. His mind was completely one with Brahman. And the Takshaka, the snake, came and bit him. The snake bit the body, but he was not there. His soul was one with Brahman, God, Brahma Bhuta. You take my body, that's all. Prasanna Atma. Brahmavita, he commented, Shubhamanani Abhas Vasato Aham Brahmasma Diya. This person practiced, learned, he heard about from the Guru, from the scripture, about Brahman, reflected on it, meditated on it, and established himself on Brahman. That is called Brahmavita. Prasanna Atma. He, Shama, Dhamma, these are the spiritual money, controlling the inner organs, outer organs. His mind is now calm, serene, tranquil. Na shochati, na kankshati. He does not grieve, he does not desire for anything. When we read the Isha Upanishad, we find these words. Jastu sarvani bhutani atmannevanu pashyati sarvabhuteshu chatmanam tato na bijugupsati. Na bijugupsa. He does not hate anybody. You know, sometimes I see some people, strong likes and dislikes. That means they have very sensitive ego. I hate you. I love you. Sensitive ego. Na bijugupsati, he cannot hate anybody. Yastu sarvani bhutani atma vibhamut bijanita tatra komoha kashoka ekatta manupashyata. When a person attains that Brahman, this Brahma Bhuta, kashoka, kamoha, when you see that oneness of Brahman, he is free from grief, free from delusion. You know, that is the highest state we must reach there. That Krishna is talking about. Then, you know, what's that word? Sama sarveshu bhuteshu. His mind is even to all human beings. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the chapter 6, verse 32, Krishna said, in more of Brahman, do you know what happens to that person? Atma upamannena sarvatra samang pashyati jo Arjuna sukhamba jadiva dukkham sa yogi paramamata. Your happiness is my happiness, your misery is my misery. He identifies, the Nwara Brahman identifies with all human beings, with himself. He can see the pain, sufferings of others. He can feel happiness of others. His mind is united, cosmic, not egocentric, cosmocentric. Then with that mind, he can feel Shama. Even all beings, he see the God in everything, in every being. Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta. Normally that is what we find. At the stage of ego awareness, there is collision between individuals. All violence and crime, misunderstandings and unhappiness, and peacelessness come from this collision of one's individuality with another individuality. In spite of such collisions, there may also be occasions of happy relationship in our lives. Some luminous moments may be there, but that will merely be a freakish phenomenon. Normal phenomenon is collision, like a billiard ball colliding with other billiard balls, in the language of Bertrand Russell. He was talking, but you know that collision. In our day-to-day life, sometimes we fight, we quarrel, friction. Why? All ego. All ego. The Upanishad tells us another verse. Swami Bhutesanandaji quite often used to use this verse. Yatu udakam shuddhi shuddham asiktam tadriga bhavati evang munir vijanita atma bhavati gautama. When the water mixed with another water, it becomes one with water. Similarly, when a knower of Brahma knows, experiences the Atman, he sees this Shama, oneness in everything. In every being, the same oneness. Next words, Krishna says, Mad Bhakti Labhate Param. That person attains. If you have these things, Brahma Bhuta, how to attain Brahma Bhuta, I already explained to you that 12 qualifications, 12 signs. Then you have become Brahma Bhuta. Then your mind is calm. Then you have no grief, no desire. Then you see God in everything, in every being. Then what will happen? Then you will attain my supreme love, supreme devotion. What is devotion? Sa para unrakti shari. When sometimes I walk, I repeat that word. It is the definition of bhakti by what? Not Narada. Then another commentator, he says, Sa para unrakti ishari. The supreme excessive love for God is called bhakti. Bhakti, love. Well, in our next class, we shall talk about this bhakti. Let me tell you what is in Krishna's mind. He found Vedic Mimamsa school is talking about karma. Karma. Through karma you will go to heaven. Krishna says that karma is motivated karma. But my karma is nishkam karma. Then next is knowledge school. The monastics. These are householders and these are the monastics. They say knowledge of Brahman. Forget this devotion and all those things. Knowledge. So Krishna built 2 columns. A knowledge and action, and connected with devotion. Just like our St. Louis Arch. There are 2 columns are connected. So this connection, that is devotion. You know, I sometimes ask people to read Swamiji's 4 yogas, because that way you will really enjoy life. That all 4 yogas, when they are combined, and how they can make our life complete, full, blissful, joyful. All right, I shall stop here today. Sato-ma sadgamaya, tamaso-ma jyotirgamaya, mrityur-ma amritam-gamaya, abir-abir-ma yedi, rudra-jate dukshinam-mukham, tenamam pahi nityam, om shanti, shanti, shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality, light us through and through, and guide us evermore with thy loving presence. Peace, peace, peace be with all.